My name is Gabe. I make clothing for a living, but a majority of my life has consisted of blue-collar jobs and countless hours shooting a basketball. I didn't grow up thinking I could just take an idea from a thought to a physical reality in a matter of minutes. Now I'm passing on what I've learned to the next creator. Whether you're creating for your brand or just giving a singular item in your closet a new identity, like I do in this video, I'd like to be of some help. My forte is leather patches. I've hand sewn just over 4,000 hats since 2020. Ever since then, my primary goal has been to find an alternative method for securing leather to hats. I've found that. And now to see if that same method holds up on clothing. We're not recreating the wheel. We're just combining two of the most iconic brands in the world to rejuvenate one of our favorite items in our closet. A one-off piece that only you own. In order for this method to work, you must make sure there isn't any debris that could interfere with the bond of your leather and clothing item. Next, we need to measure everything out. After we measure again. After all, I love this hoodie. I don't want my patch to be too large or too small, or too high or too low. We're not going for fresh out of the factory, we're going for more. We want to exceed perfection. The leather I use in this video, as well as the dye I chose, are linked in the description below. Here, we're simply wetting our leather so that our laser engraver has an easier time cutting out our patch. Into our laser engraver we go. I own an X-Tool D1 Pro 20-watt laser, a wonderful beginner machine that has produced more than 10,000 leather patches for me and still going strong. I've linked my machine below and noticed that if you're an Amazon Prime member, you receive an additional $160 off coupon at checkout. You should always keep an eye on your laser, but the satisfaction of watching your idea come to life is definitely an added bonus. We've been blessed with some much needed sunlight that should make drying our wet leather fairly quick. Worst case scenario, I'll sit my patches under a box fan and pop on a favorite podcast. Our leather is completely dry, but we want to make sure we lock in all of that black char so that our logo stays sharp and doesn't wash out. Here we're using Resin to seal our leather. As always, you can find this in the description below. I dilute my Resin to 1 ounce Resin, 2 ounces of water. Do as I say and not as I do. Try to avoid splatters like this, but instead smooth, even strokes as to not disrupt any of the char before our leather patch dries. Our next step is to add our bonding adhesive, so we really need to make sure our leather fully dries before doing anything else. Perfection. Now turn on your heat press and grab some Hide Bond. I've talked at lengths about Hide Bond in previous videos and will most likely mention them again in more videos to come, but I can't say enough good things about them and their product. Being a one-man show means imperfections or mishaps with clothing you make is a reflection on you and your work. When I started bonding patches to hats, I used an inferior product without doing enough testing, which resulted in my biggest fear coming true: patches falling off of hats. I had to correct this, and fast. One patch coming off means your entire business could be viewed negatively forever, or a customer will never trust you again to make anything for them, not just hats. Now remove the white paper side from your Hide Bond. This step can be avoided by adding your Hide Bond before laser engraving your patch and allowing your machine to cut through the Hide Bond. But I like to wet the leather prior to cutting, so this is how I do it. One thing I do differently here is take a Sharpie and go around the edge of my patch. We want any loose frails of leather to blend in perfectly with the edge of our leather patch. Using heat tape to secure our patch with precise placement is the best way to go. I use 4 fingers from the collar of my hoodie to measure how far down I need to be. With that being said, I have giant hands, so maybe 5 fingers for you. Center your patch at the crease where the hood and shoulder meet. Don't be afraid to add more than 2 pieces of heat tape. I've used every kind there is and know that this is the best of the best and not going anywhere. I'll be using a Hotronix 360 IQ to secure our leather patch to this hoodie. Top and bottom heat applied will yield the best results, but I understand not everyone has access to this machine. An iron that can reach 360 degrees for 1 minute with medium to firm pressure would likely work as well. This is a piece of non-stick paper, and this is Stahl's flexible application pad. Both accessories I like to add before pressing my leather to avoid scorching our patch. For 100% cotton materials, like our hoodie, these lines will go away. But if you're dealing with polyester or blends, this mini iron is so clutch for making heat-pressed items completely flawless. Adjust how much pressure to use as you see fit and keep that iron moving. Now you may be wondering, where is the hoodie? Well, I'm gonna show you after I throw it in the wash. It's going in right now, so next video, at the end of next video, I'm gonna pop it in there and show you the results of washing the hoodie and drying the hoodie. I really appreciate you guys watching this video, and I'm hoping you learned a little bit on how to add leather patches to clothing. And I really appreciate you guys have subscribed like crazy. It's been insane. 507 now, it says. That's nuts. If you haven't already subscribed, if you could, that'd be much appreciated. And if you like the video, it really goes a long way. Next video, besides showing you the wash and the dry treatment of that hoodie, I'm gonna hopefully have something set up to where you can get a custom hat every month for like a subscription model, but it will be like, it'll be less than a larger company. It won't be buying a $32 hat every month. It'll be considerably less. So stay tuned for that. And like I said, I really appreciate you guys watching. And if you have any questions or comments or anything that you didn't understand in the video, leave it in the comment section below. And also, I've said it a few times in this video, everything I've used in this video is in the description below. So if you need a quick link to purchase that, go ahead and use that description. Appreciate you guys. Bye.